welcome to Knighttime89Tv. Again, we assembled today for one purpose and one purpose only. It's spread the love, baby. In today's videos, I'm going to share with you guys about Dark Souls Trilogy, my take on it. Before we start, I just want everyone to know that I am a big fan of Dark Souls Trilogy. So what I'm about to share with you guys right now is purely based on my opinion and my opinion alone. So it really is subjective. To clear this even more, I would like to tell you guys what I mean by being subjective. So basically, if you play Dark Souls, you know there are so many ways to actually play this game. Varieties of build that you can actually make. Magic build, strength build, dex build, whatever build that you love to do.
Oh, I see.
And that's all. It's up to you guys, and every player that actually plays with different class, different build will experience the game differently. In my case, my build was strength class. So my opinion right now, all mostly are based on strength class, and I would say I tried some sorcery, I tried this and that, but it's not purely magic or purely fifth build or purely any other build than strength class itself. So all my opinion right now, all my experience that I've experienced throughout the game is all based on strength class. First off, let's talk about Dark Souls Remastered.
The strength of lords, they challenge the dragons. Gwyn's
The first time I went for this, I was expecting some hardcore game that only true gamer can actually pass. But as I played through it, I realized that it really is not that hard. Everything is quite well balanced in this game. From the enemy design, level design, to enemy placement, and to even boss fight, everything is actually quite fast. It only requires you to use a little bit of thinking and a tiny bit of skill to pass through a level. For real, enemies in Dark Souls Remastered are not really that hard. The only things that make this game harder is the arrogance of the player that still want to push through a certain level even though they know that their soul levels and their weapon upgrade are not up to par with the enemies of that level. Put it simple, Dark Souls Remastered is all about forming your character, leveling up your character until you reach a certain level, a proper one to actually pass the game. However, gotta mention the flaws of the games. For whatever reason, Miyazaki seems to love his delay button input. As you play through the game, you kind of realize there's a obvious delay in the button input itself, and I am not a fan of that. Overall, is Dark Souls Remastered is a good game for me? Yes, I really love this game. I actually enjoy this game even though there's a lot of frustration from falling to death in this game, but I still enjoy it because at the end game it gives me some satisfactions like a badass. Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin. Now I know majority of Dark Souls fans out there actually hate Dark Souls 2, even calling it the adopted son of the trilogy. But here's the thing, I really don't think that it is so much hate like haters had described it. The game by far is decent. I still enjoy moments of it, and some boss fight is really fun to go for. The combat mechanic has been improved quite a lot since the previous games, and of course the newly additions of power stance truly make you like a badass. But yes, of course, it's not perfect, and as most have said about this game, even though they hate this game so much, it's actually quite true. The game suffered a lot in terms of bad level design, bad enemy placement, and bad hitboxes. Even some of the boss, or most of the boss as a matter of fact, is actually quite boring. And most controversial issue of all in this game is the rolling. The iframe and the rolling only will be good if you actually level up certain stats, the adaptability stats. Remember when I said that Dark Souls Remastered suffered from bad control? Well, the bad control is actually here. Only with the additions of the unfairness of the level design, and of course, the bad things about the game forcing you as a player to invest more stats or more points into adaptability stats. Me, like most other players, really not a fan about being forced to actually invest your points into adaptability stats. It's because it takes away the feeling of being skillful, and of course it takes away all this freedom of you to actually invest what stat you want to invest on. And it's really annoying when you keep rolling and you keep being hit even though you shouldn't be hit. It's just ridiculous. But aside from all that bad stuff, Dark Souls 2 is still a decent game, and it's something that you can still enjoy if you actually have patience in yourself.
What? What the fuck?
Dark Souls 3, last but not least, the final installment of this series.
And a reclusive lord of the profaned capital.
Let's start with, is this a good game? Hell yeah, it's a good game. Whatever critique they had with Dark Souls 2 have been improved in this Dark Souls 3. Control is way much better now. Is there any delay in the button input? Well, that there still is, but it's really hard to detect this time because the game by design is actually much more faster than any previous 2 games. And because of that, even though there's a delay in your movement, it'll just go unnoticed as the enemy tempo of attacking is actually going to match with the delay button input that been put on in the game, in the controls. However, they did mess up a bit. They took away the power stance mechanic back in Dark Souls 2, and I say that power stance mechanic is actually one of the best mechanics ever designed in the Dark Souls franchise. Unfortunately, they just didn't get the note and they took it away. They replaced it with power art, or weapon art as a matter of fact. Weapon art, even though it's a pretty decent mechanic, I still prefer power stance over weapon art. And the bosses design in this game is really good. I say all of the bosses except the big rotten root guy is actually quite fun to play with or to go against. The top bosses that I really enjoy go against in this game are Sister Frida, Soul of Cinder, Electric Prince, Badir, and of course Slave Knight Girl. So is Dark Souls 3 is the best Dark Souls game ever made? Well, not really. You see, even though this game is good in lots of its major aspects of it, this game is actually the most few contents offered by From Software. Content-wise, the game is actually the smallest compared to the 2 previous games, and even though the level design is actually quite good, it still suffers in terms of giving you the experience of a linear gameplay, more linear than any of the 2 past games, and it fails to give me the sense of exploration. So what I feel is that just a game of going from point A to point Z. Even though there's a junctions in some of the choice, like where you want to go next, but it's still just up to 2 junctions or 2 choice, 2 pathway that you can actually make your way to, and it still feels like going from A to Z, because at the end of the day, any of that 2 paths is still going to lead to the same place.
We need to take the yellow path. We tell Tico amarillo. Can you say amarillo?
The end game satisfaction really do give you the satisfactions of being a badass, but of course in a way of I wish there's just more that this game can offer. So what is the best Souls game for me? Well, I would say Dark Souls 2 will be on the number 3 of the list, Dark Souls 3 will be on the number 2 of the list, and of course Dark Souls Remastered will be number 1 on the list. The enjoyment that I had in the first Dark Souls game really is something that I will remember because it gives you the sense of challenge, the sense of explorations, and of course the challenging game but yet fair, and of course it's fun as well. And for me, Dark Souls Remastered is still the best Souls experience I ever had. Alright, thanks everyone. Thank you for staying here until the end of the video. I hope you enjoy what you're seeing, what you're watching right now, and give me that support. If you really do love what I'm doing here, go ahead and click that like button, go ahead and click that subscribe button, and go ahead and share me out, baby. And of course, spread the love, because it's all about spreading the love. Let's walk and go, Knighttime89TV. Say out for you guys. See you guys in the next video.